Has this ever happened to you?
Okay, they want to do raids. What do I need? I need ancestral.
10,000 or maybe even more ticks later.
Where'd everyone go? Hey guys, what's up? This is Kitten Weird. So today I'm going to be going over something I've been working really hard on and I think will be very useful for you. But first I want to explain why I'm making this video. So I think the longest thing that the thing that takes up the most people's time in RuneScape is banking, easily preparing for other content. Slayer, that's why it's such a problem for people. So I wanted to tackle this by making a collection of accessible sort of like setups for the inventory setups plugin. So, and I'm going to go over the different setups that I've created, where they're used, how they're useful, and just sort of include some bonus tips for you on how to best utilize these. And then, if you stay till the end of the video, I'm going to show you how you can use a simple, like, method to produce these very easily and quickly for things you need in the future. So I've done the hard work of like condensing it all and making sure that all this stuff fits the JSON formatting and everything. And I'm going to give you the tools to be able to keep these updated yourself. So first I want to go over what inventory setups is. Inventory setups, you can just install it from the plugin hub on RuneScape. And when you do, you're going to get this little panel on the side here. So you're going to have to click through the first like window and there'll be nothing in this. So the first thing that you can do is you can make your own setup by just clicking here. It copies things from your inventory. I'm not going to go over that stuff because frankly you're not going to need it. But what we're going to be using here is the import section. So you're going to be clicking mass import setups and then importing the setup that I have linked in the description of this video. And then after that, you're going to be mass importing the sections from this video. Now, don't just do that and then leave. Stick around and just like maybe while you're doing that, you can listen to this in the background or something. And I'm going to go over each one of these raids. So the first one are the categories. The first one is raids. I have things for Chambers of Xeric, TOB, and TOA, as well as the Colosseum. Now, this Colosseum build is focused more on learning. But yes, there is a general build here for learning as well as handling most of the raids because that's what I'm doing right now. But you're able to update these very easily and I'm going to show you how. So you just right click on one, you can upgrade slot from the inventory, and if you want to update something overall, you can right click toggle fuzzy. That'll allow any crystal to be used in that slot. Or you can shift right click and update all from search, and that'll update that item across every single build. So you're going to be able to go through at the end and update all of these for everything. There's also notes in all of these for just little tips. So yeah, I'm going to go over each one of these and give you a tip now. So the Solo CMs, or the CoX Solo, I do have the runes for Thralls here, and I have the runes for Venge. Now, Thralls are better over Ancients, unless if you're freezing. So if you are doing the freeze, you want to be bringing that. Otherwise, you want to be bringing Thralls for DPS. Honestly, I just bring Venge every time, but that's up to you. So, moving on. I want to keep this kind of brief, so I'm not keeping you here all the time. I got the TOB builds here. Now, anything that I get wrong in these, like, I only have 5 TOB KC, so it might not be perfect, but you're welcome to go through and please leave a comment. And if you want any of these setups or you want any tweaks for them, please leave comments below. Yeah, but with TOB, you know, more brews, bring more brews, fewer switches. That's what I have for the learning build here. You can see. And for TOA, I have Thralls here for TOA. I want you to remember you can pre-pot the Super Combat and Divine before entering. So I don't have that for the 3 to 500, but I have that for some of these other ones here. You can pre-pot. I suggest using a chugging barrel for that, but I didn't include those in these. So you can just update those to the things that you need. And I'm going to give you a bonus tip for each section. So the bonus tip I have for TOA is you can drop 1 brew and bring an extra sand for you. Pre-pot your pre-pot at the bank, then use the empty slot for Akka and Capri. That's the tip that I'm going to have. So I'm going to give that for each one of these. If I'm wrong, leave a comment, please. Like I said, I'm just trying to do this to help. So yeah. Solo bosses. I have some here, you know, Vorkath. You can see the Vorkath build here. Dragonfire. Now, this is for melee. If you want range, you're going to have to add a range build for that, but nobody ranges that anymore. I have the Zulrah range build with the mage switch, and I have the Zulrah melee switch. This is for, like, peak weedscape. You want to bring a crystal halberd with you as well here. So I'm going to keep these moving on. Again, if you have any questions about any of these, you can just let me know. I do have these. So the other thing I wanted to include is there's this additional filtered items thing here. If you want to add any items that would take up inventory slots, add them here. You can search and there's an unlimited amount of these. So this is just the base for you to go off of. But you can build on this and develop it. So that's sort of the idea. It's just like a baseline for you to go off of. God Wars, I have the God Wars dungeon here. And I have sort of my reasoning behind the specific items as well. I have Nex. So moving on to the wilderness. Now, I was careful here to watch out for risk. So I have the anti-PK in mind, and some of these do require anti-PKing, like I have the Void Waker and the Nox Halley here. Some of these don't, and they all keep risk in mind. So that's really good. You have Venenatus. This one's very good on risk here. So I wanted to make sure that these were conscientious of that. The Vetion, Chaos Elemental, of course, for the Slayer tasks, if you got it. Revenants. And just Wildy Slayer in general. I have the Wildy Slayer here set up with a little bit of an anti-PKing setup too. So I'm a big fan of anti-PKing. Like I say, please go anti-PK. Okay, so moving on to the Slayer section. So I split this up into melee tasks, barrage tasks, boss tasks. Now I'm looking at, and I'm seeing like little tiny mistakes. I'm going to try to fix up most of the mistakes before I upload the video. But in case I don't, just, you know, post it down below. You can post the updated JSON. If you just click here, it'll actually export the setup to your clipboard, and you can go from there. So, whoops. So post those down below. Like, we can make this a really solid list, and then you can reference back to this video later and find stuff. The skilling stuff is quite good. I have some 3-ticking. I have Tempoross. I have Wintertodt. Volcano. You know, we got rune crafting. Lava runes here. So for these, I have this set up. Now, it's good to keep the mist staff, because if you have an extra kilogram, you're going to end up using extra stamina pots. So keep that in mind. If you do have an imbued heart for your Slayer tasks, I do suggest you use it before as well. So keep that in mind. Now, I have a PKing set up here. Oh, sorry, minigames. That's where I'm at next. I got stuff for BA, Pest Control, Guardians of the Rift, Tithe Farm, Blast Furnace. This has stuff set up for clues. So, you know, go crazy with this. Like, this is just my... I don't know why I meant these to be Rings of Wealth, but I'll fix that. So, yeah, this is just House Teleport. I mean, this is just medium clues, hard clues, elite, master. And this is just for kind of like getting your quest cape in general, I guess. money making. I have Vorkath here. This is supposed to be a lance. Muspa. Revenants. And yeah. So the gauntlet one's just a eternal teleport crystal. So hopefully this helps. I'm going to provide the link in the description, and like I said, you should just be going and mass importing setups and then mass importing sections below that. Okay? So, oh, I froze. Alright, so those are my tips. Hopefully that helps. I'm going to try to keep this video fairly brief. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you on the flip side. Okay, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Welcome to the end of the video. This is where I'm going to tell you how to create new setups. So I've included a prompt that you can use on, like, I use DeepSeek, but you can use anything. Now, if you don't fuck with AI, you don't fuck with AI, and I totally respect that. I'm of the belief that if you use AI, you just have to wear, like, a dunce cap for 5 minutes. I do, like tell people, hey, I'm using AI, and then wear the dunce cap. Like, that's kind of my solution to it. If you're not for AI, you're not for AI. Don't use it. Don't complain to me about it. Use an open model on solar power. Like, I don't care. Do what you want. But I've included a prompt that has the proper JSON formatting in it, so you can just give it that prompt and then type underneath, I want to do this for Maggot King. Maggot King is new content and it uses mage, blah 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 blah. Right? I want to do this for Mortimer. Mortimer is like tutorial skipping, but it's, you know, you can include that afterwards. But this is going to make sure the proper formatting's there, and then you can just go import setups, and it should work. So I've included that below in the description as well for you to use. So that's basically it. Thank you for staying, if you have. If you've stayed, comment below or message me in game and give me 150 mil. Do one of those two things. Or subscribe. That's a third option. Any of those is okay. Hopefully this saved you some time. And I was kidding about the 150 mil. I wasn't kidding. Trade me. That's it. That was the video. I hope you had a good time with me, with Kit and Wade. And if you do CMs, message me. We'll do some CMs. Alright. Catch you guys later. Thank you for the support on my channel lately. I really appreciate it. Yeah, okay. Goodbye.